What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. First and foremost, I hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. We just watched the division round matchups, and now we're back, of course, with another offseason rebuild in Madden 25. And I think it's safe to say the biggest upset of the weekend was the Washington Commanders, my favorite team, going into Detroit and winning. Jayden Daniels, man, he just continues to impress me. So let's talk about the Lions, talk about the future. Let's jump in and do a Detroit Lions offseason rebuild in Madden 25. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one and subscribe if you're new to this channel. As always, greatly appreciated. But first off, let me just tell you, if you're a Lions fan watching this, I have a lot of respect for the way you guys have built your franchise, and I have no animosity towards any Lions fans whatsoever. Honestly, I kind of hated that we had to match up against you guys because, like I said, I've always been rooting for the Lions in the background. It just, unfortunately, like I said, we matched up. It was a good game, obviously, very high scoring, probably the best game of the weekend as far as entertainment value. And you just had too many injuries at the end of the day. There were just too many injuries for the Lions. And they'll be back, right? Like this team, this rebuild today should not be very long. They might lose both their coordinators, which is going to be unfortunate, but they have a lot of talent, just had a lot of especially defensive injuries. So ultimately, that's what did them in, and they're going to be back. Like this team, I'm very confident in being good once again going forward. So we should be able to make things happen again. So let's just go ahead and, of course, get started here. So Aiden Hutchinson, of course, we're going to accept the fifth-year option on him. It is unfortunate that he was one of the players injured. Obviously, their best player on defense. Great pass rusher. Carlton Davis, probably want to bring him back. He's another player that did not play in the divisional round matchup because of a jaw injury. So, again, just very unfortunate. But like I said, we're starting the reciting stage here. So then you have Emmanuel Mosley, Levi, Marcus Davenport, Mafionwu, Derek Barnes. I think I might let most of these guys walk, and we can splurge in free agency with $78 million in cap space. Kevin Zeiler, another player that did not play in the divisional round, so we can bring him back too for a couple years, but he's going to actually test free agency, so that's fine as well. And that should probably be it. So let's just get into free agency with the cap space we have. We can take a look at the lineup. Obviously, the lineup's going to look much differently because of how much injuries we have, but ultimately, this is a talented team, and we are going to build this team back up. We'll be in the playoffs next year as soon as possible. So here's what the lineup is looking like currently. Obviously, a ton of talent on the offense side of the ball. Everyone is very aware of that. Jared Goff definitely did not play his best whatsoever in the divisional round, through 3 interceptions. Obviously, one was towards the end. The game was kind of out of reach at that point, but technically still somewhat alive. And then Jameson Williams, of all people, also threw an interception, which is pretty bizarre. But overall, we all know how much talent. Jahmyr Gibbs strikes fear in me every time I see him against my team going forward. Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, we all know their safety duo is amazing. Getting Carlton Davis back is going to be awesome. But ultimately, Aiden Hudson being healthy will help. Alex Anzalone's a solid player. Jack Campbell, you'll have Malcolm Rodriguez back. Like, there's just going to be so much more. Like, once the team is healthy, the talent's going to be there again, which is going to help out a ton. So what we're going to do is jump into free agency and just plug holes that, you know, are just going to basically complement this team, because there's already so much talent here. We just need to make sure we make the right moves to get this back, or get this team back to the NFC Championship, and hopefully this time win the damn thing. So with all the cap space we currently have, we have made 5 offers here in free agency. So we're going after Tevin Jenkins to replace our guard spot, Robert Spillane, Paulson Adebo, Chase Young, and Elijah Moore. So let's see if we can get all 5 of these guys to sign, and that will still leave us with a decent amount of cap space. So we get 3 of the 5 so far, so we don't get Chase Young, which is totally fine. He wasn't like a need. I just, was like, whatever, throw some money at him. And Paulson Adebo should sign, so that should help out what we're looking like currently. Trey Smith was available, which would have been crazy, but I kind of wanted to keep my money open a little bit going forward, because I know this team is probably going to get expensive very quickly with how much talent this team truly has. So I think that's all we're going to do in free agency. I think we'll go to the draft for the rest of what we have going on. But I plan on moving some positions around, honestly, with the way this defense is structured. Like, offense, obviously going to stay the same. I felt like with Tim Patrick gone, we needed another wide receiver. Elijah Moore may not have been the best fit now to think about it, because obviously Amon-Ra St. Brown plays out the slot a lot. But, I didn't mind Elijah Moore as a depth piece. We can always go attack another wide receiver in the draft if needed. But yeah, I think I might move some things around here. We could leave things the same the way they are right now. But I do believe if we had Hutchinson and obviously Zadarius Smith at the linebacker spots in a 4-3, I think that would be a little bit better. So that's probably what we'll end up doing. So let's go ahead and get in the draft, and we'll attack the rest of our needs and what we want to add to this team through the draft. But ultimately, I think it's going to remain the same for the most part, because we all know how talented this team is. They won 15 games for a reason, obviously. So I actually didn't mean to say they were going to move Darius Smith and Aiden Hutchinson to linebacker. I meant to just move this to a 4-3. That way Aiden Hutchinson and Darius Smith are lined up like this. And then Jack Campbell, Robert Spillane, and Zaloni. And then we can move like Spillane to right outside if needed. So, and obviously Lynn McNeil and Aiden Hutchinson being healthy is going to make our D-line look better. And then once Paulson Debo is healthy, we'll have Terran Arnold, Carlton Davis, Amik Robertson, and Strickland Stroud. So it's looking good. Talent is there. So whatever we draft is just going to be obviously plus what we already have. So let's go ahead and jump in. Again, wide receiver is pretty high on my list, surprisingly, just because I think we do need a third guy outside of, like I said, just Jameson Williams and Amon St. Brown and Laporta. Like, there's already so many mouths to feed, but imagine adding another piece to the puzzle. But I guess it all depends what's available here. So let's go see what we got. So Shador and Abdul Carter go 1 and 2. Travis Hunter to the Patriots. Will Johnson to the Jaguars. So Deon Walker goes. So we have Ashton Jeanty, which obviously we don't necessarily need. Obuka is very interesting here. Not going to lie to you. Harold Fannin, we don't need a tight end, obviously. Don't need a running back whatsoever. Trey Harris, 6'3". I actually don't mind the idea of Trey Harris here, getting ourselves a taller wide receiver. That I kind of like the idea of that. You have Jack Sawyer out of Ohio State, which is fun too. Definitely some interesting options here, but I think I'm going to take... I feel like I'd be doing myself a disservice. I didn't take Egbuka for... I always butcher his name, but adding him to this offense is going to make things a lot more dangerous. So this is going to be our first round pick. This is going to give us a 5th-year option, another wide receiver as well. So that is going to be very awesome to have. Definitely not one of the main needs for the Lions, but it's just going to make their offense that much more electric. It's going to be really hard to already guard. Because like Tim Patrick, he was the third guy. But if you have somebody like that... it's going to be dangerous. So I'm feeling good about that first round pick. So now we have another tight end, which would be pretty wild if we double down at the tight end spot. But I don't think I want to do that. I think I do want to add some defensive pieces. So we have Deontay Lawson at Alabama, which I think we're going to go ahead and take. So B zone, A pursuit. He's actually kind of perfect for what we need right now. So Deontay Lawson, welcome to Detroit. Really love that pick for us. Number 33 in true value, drafted number 60. Honestly, could not have made a perfect match, in my opinion, for the position we needed. I said I was going to move Spillane. Spillane doesn't have to be moved necessarily anymore. It looks like we don't have a 3rd-round pick, so that's unfortunate. And we don't have... Oh, wow, we have like no pick. So I should probably know why. Is that from... I don't know what trade exactly at the top of my head that's from, but I guess I'll just let my AI take care of the rest of the draft. But I'm feeling pretty good about the first 2 picks we made in the offseason we had. I would say Elijah Moore was not necessary, but, you know, depth is depth, so we'll still take it. So feeling pretty good about the lineup we have going into season number 1. So we have Graham Glasgow, Panay Sewell, Frank Ragnow, Tevin Jenkins, Taylor Decker, Sam Laporta, Brock Wright behind him, Jameson Williams, Monter St. Brown, Elijah Moore, and Ubuka. You got Jared Goff, David Montgomery, and Jahmyr Gibbs, obviously. Offensively, the firepower is there. We're all very aware of that. Defensively, though, really like how much depth we have on this side of the ball. So you have Deontay Lawson, especially at linebacker. You still have Quan Alexander, Robert Spillane, Alexander Zaloni, Malcolm Rodriguez. You got Paulson Debo, Meek Robertson, Terran Arnold. So there's a lot of depth on the defense, which is exactly what this team needs. And then if we take a look at kind of the offensive scheme we want to run. So again, this team might lose both their coordinators, which is unfortunate. Ben Johnson, wherever he may go, sounds like it might be the Raiders, which would be interesting to say the least. But I want to make sure Egbuka is getting more run over Elijah Moore, obviously. That's a given. So if I have to throw him at wide receiver 1, I will. I don't care. Well, I mean, he's not really wide receiver 1. St. Brown is obviously going to be the slot main guy. So that's going to be the case there. But we're going to go ahead and simulate year 1. And hopefully this team makes the playoffs. I think I've seen them be disrespected in Madden before. But hopefully with a 92 overall offense and 87 overall defense, we find ourselves in the playoffs. It would be a tragedy if this team misses out for sure. So at the end of the season, we do make the playoffs, but it's at 9-8, which is obviously not great. We get to play the Philadelphia Eagles, who will be in the NFC Championship, going up against the Washington Commanders, who missed the playoffs at 7-10, and we barely squeaked by. The Bucks, I guess, okay, so the Cardinals of all, this simulation is drunk. The Cardinals of all teams got the bye going 14-3, and the Bucks won the NFC South at 8-9, which isn't implausible. That's happened before in the past. But the NFC North, obviously one of the best divisions in football, regular season-wise last year, 9-8 got them 2 teams in. This is just a weird simulation, honestly. Let's just take a look at the stats. So offensively, 6th in the NFL, no surprise there. But defensively, we must have been horrible or something. I don't know, bro. You're telling me we're top 10 on both sides of the ball. We finished 9-8. Maybe we had a brutal record or a brutal schedule. I don't know. 37-15 from Jared Goff. You had Jahmyr Gibbs, 16 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. Montgomery added 5 and 173 yards as well. Ibuka was amazing, which is awesome. We needed that presence with Amon St. Brown. Jameson Williams, 571 yards, 800 from Sam Laporta. And then David Montgomery had some receiving yards, and Gibbs only had 251 receiving yards. Elijah Moore had 5 receptions for 66 yards and a touchdown. Sacks-wise, 15.5 from Aiden Hutchinson, 5.5 from Zadarius Smith, 1.5 from Brian Branch, 1.5 from Anzalone, and 1.5 from Aleem McNeil. 4 receptions from Brian Branch, 4 from Kirby Joseph, 3 from Paulson Debo, and 2 from Alex Anzalone. So, we get to go on the road, which I think a lot of people figure this could probably be our NFC Championship going into the playoffs, and we get it here in Wildcard Weekend in Madden. So, let's see how this one goes, but 9-8 does not give me a lot of confidence going in, not gonna lie. Jared Goff versus Jalen Hurts. Let's see how this one goes. So let's start off hot, and we do 7-0, so good start so far. Now, if we could beat the Eagles here in the Madden Sim, which the Madden Sim loves the Eagles, which they're a good team, don't get me wrong, they have a lot of talent. But if we could beat them, I think we could beat anybody. But the Eagles are not gonna go away so easily. It's 14-7, and now they're gonna tie it up. We gotta score and keep scoring 17-14. Another interception. Jalen Hurts is throwing us gifts, but they're gonna get the lead 21-20. You know, just because the Lions are usually I don't jump in the first season, like you just don't do that. But the Lions, man, like we can't waste another season, man. We have to get in to field goal range. We don't have a choice. We can't walk this off with another loss. That just wouldn't sit well with anybody, or at least especially Lions fans. You can't. Oh my gosh, they're bringing the blitz. I was not ready for it, and I don't have a mobile quarterback, so I don't know what I thought I was doing there. But yeah, I was not ready for that one, so they caught me off guard there. But as I was saying, the Lions are so close, 15-2, losing the NFC Championship and then lose in the divisional. I gotta get rid of it. 3-17, nothing was open at all. So I was kind of low-key looking for the Jahmyr Gibbs Texas route, and it just was not open at all. Now, they are playing press, which it would be nice if our rookie could get a step, and he might have. If this is a good ball, which for some reason it's not, 4th and 17, we're gonna have to make a serious play here if we're gonna move the chains. So this will be very interesting. I mean, this is the ball game right here. I'm going Sam Laporta, and I can't get the ball off. We're gonna lose to the Philadelphia Eagles. Maybe I let the AI take care of that one here, but we're gonna lose in Wild Card Weekend, and I ultimately choke, man. I apologize. Apologies already off the rip. We choked that one away. Kind of regret jumping in, not gonna lie. Eagles pass rush got to me. Could have put the game away earlier with the amount of gifts Jalen Hurts was giving us, but 9-8 on the season is not great. So let's get to another offseason, shall we? And this is what I definitely was afraid of. We're going to the offseason with negative $52.5 million in cap space. So how do we dig ourselves out of this hole? Well, we're about to find out. We got a massive... I don't know what we're about to do here, because that is going to be insanely hard. So, negative $52.5 million. Let's just see who we're about to lose right off rip. So, Jahmyr Gibbs, which thankfully is a 5th year. Oh my gosh, Kirby Joseph's here. That is not good. Jack Campbell, that's a 5th year option, thankfully, so we'll accept that. Malcolm Rodriguez is going to be a free agent. Thankfully, I have some depth there. DJ Reader, Darius Smith's free agent. Alex Anzalone. So, thankfully, I have depth at linebacker, but man, losing Kirby Joseph does not sit well with me. I don't know if there's a way out of this. We got to take a look, man. Let's see if there is a way out of this, but we got our work cut out for us. So let's see who could be cut to save some money. You have Amon St. Brown for $23 million. Jared Goff is only 17.8, which is pretty surprising. Aleem McNeil, Penei Sewell. So all you can really do, in my opinion, is restructure some salary, restructure contracts. And I don't know if we're going to be able to do that for $52.5 million. That's going to be really hard. That's $19 million right there. 17. Oh, we might be able to do it, actually. Wow. Man, would we be really screwing ourselves, though, if we do it? Like, if we restructure all these contracts, we're all in this next season. We really are. And it does give me question marks about Jared Goff going forward. But as you guys seen, we could save $35 million off rip. But I wouldn't be able to sit well with me losing Kirby Joseph in free agency. It just wouldn't. So think we got to try to... Yeah, we got to go for it, man, right? Like, the window is right now, so let's do it. I knew this video shouldn't be too long, because obviously the Lions, dude, that one's going to hurt. We're going to have no money at all. This is it right here, bro. We have to be all in. Like, there's no coming back from this. So, that should give us enough, I think, to re-sign some guys. That's going to be 37.5 million there. So yeah, that's going to be exactly kind of what we needed. Kirby Joseph cannot walk for nothing. That would be a disaster. Got to keep him and Brian Branch together. And he's going to come back. Nice. All right. So that gives us $19 million in cap space. I think we can actually let Malcolm Rodriguez go. And we'll kind of see what we're looking at after that. We'll have $19 million in cap space. We have to be all in on a free agent. Even if that means trading, which we need to look into as well. But I don't think we need to do a single thing on offense. I think defensively is kind of where we need to focus. The one thing I would say on offense is maybe if you had a way to replace Jared Goff, you do it. But obviously, we don't really have a way of doing that. Like, we're going to rock with him. I think Ibuka ended up being a really good pick. I mean, look at the amount of offensive talent we have. So, offensively, we will not be touched. This team is what it is right now in the offense, which we can live with, right? It's a damn good offense for a reason. Defensively, we have Deontay Lawson stepping up. Robert Spillane could be moved. So to me, it's all about obviously interior presence. We need a D tackle and a pass rusher opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. So we need to be all in. So that's what I plan on doing right now. Next year does not exist at this point. We screwed up jumping into the wild card weekend against the Eagles. We messed up, man. We didn't come through. I apologize, but I'm going to make up for it. So is there some good pass rushers here is the question. I don't know if we'll have that. So there's Tart, DJ Reader, and then left end you have, there's like nothing here right now. Darius Smith is our best option, which I don't like. Malcolm, middle linebacker, or I guess we're not looking at middle linebacker. Yeah, there's nothing here. We're going to the trade market, guys. I remember Maxx Crosby, who I guess, was the only player on a certain show that picked the Commanders to win or whatever, but I know there were some rumors about Crosby to Detroit. I don't know if we have enough money for that, but we're getting ourselves a pass rusher opposite of Aiden Hutchinson. I don't care. We're doing it. We're doing this Los Angeles Rams style. I'm making it happen. Maxx Crosby is becoming a Detroit Lion. Him and Aiden Hutchinson will feed family. So that is the all-in way. Gives us about $6 million in cap space. We're going to need a D tackle around to 100%. So let's move Aiden Hutchinson opposite, obviously, of move Crosby opposite of Aiden Hutchinson, obviously. But yeah, this is what we wanted to make happen. We're all in, dude. Like I said, might as well just go all in at this point. Next season is gots to be the one, because if we don't, we're not winning anything in this video. I promise you, we cannot do a third season. It would be impossible. With how many contracts we just restructured, it would be literally impossible for us to do a third season. We just can't. So Spillane is going to have to step to the outside. We're going to need to draft a D tackle, but Crosby and Aiden Hutchinson is absolutely insane. So I'm feeling good about it. But yeah, Robert Spillane's going to have to step up. We'll go see if there's a cheap D tackle to sign, and we'll try to draft one as well with our second round pick that we'll have. We traded a first. I know, it's tough, but like I said, because we're all in at this point, it's Crosby and Aiden Hutchinson, they better, wreak havoc, basically. We need to be a top 10 defense, or top 5, rather. Let's be top 5. So, DJ Reader, if we can get him back, I guess that would be, not bad, but I don't know if we have enough for that. We definitely don't have enough for that. So, draft is probably going to have to be what we go with. Tart, don't even have enough for him. So, yeah, let's just jump in the draft, and our second round pick will absolutely be a D tackle. So, let's go see if we can get that in the second round. So no first round pick, obviously, because we traded for Maxx Crosby. The Raiders will have the 19th pick because of it. So let's see. They get Caleb Downs, and then I don't know what they got the 19th pick. But all right, let's see. Do we have a D tackle on the board? I don't really want to force it. I'm hoping there's a solid one. It looks like we do have somebody here. So, well, he was there. He's not there anymore. But he's got to be the pick. I don't care. We're going to scroll down the board and take him. This is probably the terrible way to do things. But we have Braxton Williams at San Diego State. B block shedding, C power moves, A play recognition. This is Detroit, or this is Los Angeles Rams style. Like I said, we just go all in and trade our draft picks, and this is where we're at right now. So number 460 true value, normal dev gives us a D tackle starter, was our weakest position. It's never recommended to obviously draft with or need. It's better to draft with highest available talent, but we ignored that entirely. And we're all in, man. So let's see what the lineup's looking like for year number 2. We got a 91 overall in general, 89 overall defense, and 93 overall offense. So let's take a look at this lineup and see what we got going on here. So Jared Goff, Jahmyr Gibbs, Ibuka, Monroe St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Taylor Decker, Jenkins, Frank Rano, Glenn Gaskell, Penei Sewell, and Sam Laporta. Defensively, you have Kirby Joseph, Deontay Lawson, Jack Campbell, Robert Spillane, Brian Branch, Paulson Adebo, Aiden Hutchinson. Williams is going to be our D tackle starter. William McNeil, Maxx Crosby, Carlton Davis, and Terrion Arnold. So This team needs to be them this year. We have to go on a Super Bowl type run. We got the NFC Championship a couple years ago. Obviously, fell short to the 49ers when a game they probably should have won. But it is our time to change that back to where we once were. So let's simulate this season. Hopefully, we're top 5 on both sides of the ball. We absolutely should be with how much talent we have. But I guess there's only one way to find out. You guys at the end of year number 2. And this is the last season regardless. Because like I said, dude, we're cooked if we can't make this happen. We're absolutely cooked. So at the end of season number 2, we make the playoffs at 11-6, and we welcome in the 7-10 Arizona Cardinals. Just a bizarre, dude. This team went 14-3 last year. The Cardinals, that is, in the Madden Sim, and now they're 7-10. And they're, dude, like, how does 7-10 get you in the playoffs? It's actually, as 2 teams from that division made it in. That's insanity, dude. How does that even happen? No idea. But if we find a way to lose to the Arizona Cardinals, there will be issues. That's all I gotta say. But let's take a look at the player stats. Brock Purdy's a Raider now, which I guess if Ben Johnson ends up going to the Raiders, which maybe he will, maybe he won't, I don't know. But offensively, 7th in the NFL, and defensively, 1st in NFL. By the way, I'm recording this like right after the Bills and Ravens game. Mark Andrews, dude, brutal game. Just gotta say that off rip. But 18 touchdowns, 700 yards, 250 rushing yards from Jared Goff, which is pretty interesting. 1,400 yards from Amon-Ra St. Brown, 958 from Ibuka, 700 from Sam Laporta, 500 from Williams, and 300 from Jahmyr Gibbs. No receiving touchdowns for Gibbs. It's a little crazy, but you do have Aiden Hutchinson and Maxx Crosby wreaking havoc like I wanted. Aaliyah McNeil also getting involved. 5 receptions from Jack Campbell, 3 from Paulson Debo, and 2 from Robert Spillane. But first round needs to be a win. We're facing the 7-10 Arizona Cardinals, for crying out loud. We got to win. Like, there's no excuses here. Jump in and win the damn game. I sold us last year, man. I won't lie to you. I could have got us in field goal range to beat the Eagles. I will say we did have Ibuka wide open and Goff just threw a bad pass. Or maybe I did. I don't know. But we're at home in Detroit. We got a 7-10 Cardinals team. We cannot be fooling around with this team. We cannot lose, dude. Like, we got to win. 7-0. Good start. They got a safety on us, and we get an interception from Jack Campbell, who's been a beast. Can we get another touchdown? There we go. 2-14. Very bizarre score so far, but they're putting up no points. And another interception. So Kyler Murray, not good. Now, we only put up 17, which doesn't give me a lot of confidence going forward, but a win is a win. It would have been a shutout, so it's good to see our defense. Kyler Murray threw for 70 freaking yards. That's actually insane. Well, let's go ahead and get into the next round. But good start in these playoffs, although I would have loved to have seen more points because 17 is not good enough. And now we have ourselves a divisional round rematch from a couple years ago. Baker Mayfield came into Detroit. I remember that game being fairly interesting. I think the Bucs had a chance to get back in, or I think the Bucs had a chance to win the game, and they fell short. So let's even come out here and beat the Bucs, and we get a stop on defense, and we're up 7-0 just like that. And can we 7-0? Can we get anything going? 14-0. There we go. So far, our defense has been amazing. They have not allowed a single point through 2 games so far, at least. And we just beat the Bucs 21-0. The only points that the Cardinals got last round was a safety. So defense has been the surprise here. Let's go ahead and see if we can go to the NFC Championship and actually win that bad boy. Again, 73 yards for Baker Mayfield. Just a bizarre simulation today. I don't know what's going on. Now we got ourselves a very interesting NFC Championship as we get to play a very familiar team, as we all know. It is going to be the Los Angeles Rams, who no longer have Stafford. It's actually Nico out of Tennessee. And I apologize in the last clip if you guys could hear some very loud crying. That was my daughter. I apologize. But yeah, some things are going on. Basically, she's been pretty sick, so I had to go help out. But we move, and now we have to play the Los Angeles Rams. But let's go ahead and see if we can win this one. Get back to, I guess we're already in the NFC Championship. Let's get a Super Bowl now. Let's get the freaking Super Bowl. So, Rams, Lions, no longer Stafford, so that story's out the window. So it's not Stafford back in LA, although he could be the backup still. I have no idea. But let's go ahead and see if we can start off hot here. So we got a negative play. There we go, 7-0 start. Nice. And we get a missed field goal to Jake Bates, and we do nothing with it. Okay. Or I guess Jake Bates is our kicker, isn't it? So defense, dude, I don't know what we did. Like, I know we traded Maxx Crosby. This team has not allowed a single point in the playoffs so far, which is just bizarre to think about. Oh, there it is. Set 21-7. So it finally happened. First touchdown. Dude, can you imagine some crazy crap like that happening? That bizarre stat cannot exist. Like, Imagine a team going to the playoffs and through wild card weekend, you get to the NFC Championship, you haven't allowed a single point from your defense. That's insane. That's absurd. And if the Lions had that, well, I mean, if any team had that, they'd be unstoppable. But Nico got one on us to end the game. But ultimately, we're headed to the Super Bowl. And that's where we wanted to be. We went all in for a reason, and it's paying off so far. So let's go see who we'll have in front of us in the Super Bowl. Let's see which AFC team comes out. So it's going to be the Baltimore Ravens, who, like I said, got eliminated by the Buffalo Bills tonight, unfortunately. I mean, it's just like a heartbreaker the way the Ravens lost. Turnovers, man, were the theme of the weekend. If you turn the ball over, you probably lost the game. And that was like pretty much in every single one. I don't remember if the Texans turned it over, but they definitely had some missed field goals, which obviously gave good field position to the Chiefs. But I know that the Ravens turned the ball over. I know obviously Jared Goff and the Lions turned the ball over, and the Rams turned the ball over as well with Kyron Williams fumbling. And I think there was another fumble too. But Super Bowl time. Can our defense continue to play the way they have, and our offense just score at good opportunities? So 7-0 start, but we do tie it up, and now we need our defense to step up. 7-10, and now we're out of the half with a 3-point lead. But to me, we come out here, put a touchdown on the board out of the half, and we could be sitting here saying, hey, the Lions are Super Bowl champions, and let's see if we can get that done here. So what a spin by Jahmyr Gibbs. I don't think I've really used Jahmyr Gibbs in Madden before, to be honest with you, but him only having 24 yards right now is baffling. We need to change that really quickly. Is there really no one guarding him on the outside right now? Or am I tripping? So he is wide open, although this is not going to allow him to stay in bounds. So that was just kind of stupid, but that did not work at all. All right, 3rd and 6. My Madden playing right now has not been good today. It has been subpar. But you know what I am going to do? Is I'm going to throw Gibbs on a go, because why not? I mean, he's more than likely. We have Sam Laporta, though, no, we don't. I threw an interception. Dude, what am I doing today? I suck in Madden today. I threw that super late. Colin Hamilton picks it off. Don't allow me to ever play again. Thankfully, Jared Goff has my back, and now we're gonna be up 24-14. So, okay, I'm jumping in. I'm making up for this, dude. All I gotta do is hand it off to Jahmyr Gibbs. It's easy, right? Like Madden today. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I barely got any sleep last night because of the Commanders surprisingly being in the NFC Championship. So I don't know if that has something to do with it. But we have not been good jumping in. We have not been good, man. And I need to change that right now. So right now the Ravens are trying to get the ball back, but I'm just going to keep handing it to Jahmyr Gibbs, and they're making some good plays. 3rd and 7. Right. This is my time to shine. This is where I make up for my mistakes, dude. I'm going to make a 1st down play happen here. So Sam Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown, I should say. I'm going to throw on a slant. So we're going to get him involved on the slant route, hopefully. So but we have Gibbs for the first. He actually caught that. Honestly, that was a hospital ball, and that's game. We actually just won the Super Bowl. The Ravens have no timeouts to stop the clock, but since I'm greedy and want to make up for my terrible play today, I'm going to... Don't get out of bounds. All right, 2nd and inches. I should probably just kneel this out. I should just kneel this out, shouldn't I? But I'm going to be an idiot here, and we're going to go... make some positive plays happen, because I need to see that. I just threw a hospital ball. Now I'm just gonna kneel it though. Okay, you know what? Let's put my ego aside. Let's make sure we just get the task done at hand. I may not have played well today, but thankfully the Madden simulation had my back in this one. I was bad in the Eagles one when I jumped in, and I was bad in this one. I threw a freaking terrible ball to Kyle Hamilton, but all is well that ends well. We win a Super Bowl with the Detroit Lions. We went all in for a reason. And, dude, our defense was amazing in this playoff run. This is exactly what we needed. So, obviously, it's a good thing we were doing a talented team today, because if I was doing a bad team today, we could have been in trouble with the way I was playing. But we're going to be celebrating a Lombardi trophy for the Lions anyway. I think this would be their first one in franchise history, if not mistaken. So, love to see that. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. You guys know we have some very important offseason rebuilds. The Baltimore Ravens need to be next, in my opinion. And then we still have teams from the draft we haven't done who weren't even in the playoffs at all. So definitely got a lot more content coming up on the Madden channel, so make sure you guys subscribe if you have not already. Other than that, guys, we're going to end it on that note, because like I said, there's zero point of doing the 3rd season, because we would not be able to do anything. Our team is going to lose so much talent, it's not even funny. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.